Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you are doing fantastic. I hope you're having a great day, a great week, a great month, whatever. First off, I would like to address some things. So I did not post a video all of last week. I was supposed to post a video about Tana Mojo. That video is still coming. I'm still working on it. Last week just got really busy and a lot of things kind of for me were going on, happening, and I truthfully just was really struggling in my research for the Tana Mojo video, and I was just really struggling with just getting the confidence really and the feeling of like I want to film and edit a video for people to consume, because I just didn't feel like I was in the best place to be commenting on other people's actions when I was like not, fully being well to myself. So I'm fine now though. It's just like, a little bit of a life is hard right now and it's stressful. If you don't know, I'm currently jobless. I'm looking for a job, so that has been taking up a lot of my time, and it's really stressful because I have not had an income for a while now, and it's just hard, so I would like to have a job. Anyway, that's not really why you're here. You are here because of some new drama tea stuff going on in the community. Before we get to that, I do want to say make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram. Both of those places are a really nice time, really fun over there, so make sure you're joining us. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and like and comment this video to let me know your thoughts, because we are talking about Jeffree Star today. So 2 days ago, Jeffree Star released his video entitled Doing What's Right. Jeffree Star does not do what's right, that's for sure. So first off, before we get into any of the content of this video, just looking at like the first frame, the way he is structured within the video, it's all deliberate. Like 100% there is a PR team behind this, there's people behind this. The way he's sitting, his body is fully in frame, you can see everything. And that was intentional for sure. You can see his Gucci shoes or whatever they are. Let me check. Are they Gucci? Or yeah, I don't even know. But he's sitting there fully 100% like in the center of the frame, and everyone has been commenting on the double staircase coming down behind him in his very, very expensive mansion up in Calabasas, California. To me, before this video even starts, and just this framing obviously is meant to put Jeffree Star in a very good light, and they're kind of mimicking the effect. This may be a totally crazy take, but they're kind of mimicking the effect of a halo. You notice everything's very gold, very well lit. The gold kind of staircase, the gold kind of couch. It's very, oh, I'm pure, I'm good. The white on the staircase too. It just gives me the kind of a halo type effect, something that they were trying to go for, just to further, those things like subliminal messaging is a thing, and trying to put those little markers and biases in your heads just from visuals. That's how marketing works. That's how things work. That's why people have PR teams like this. So I fully 100% believe that this was intentional, the way he is framed, the way he is sitting, where he is filming in his house, 100% intentional to try to get people back onto his side. Okay, and then we're going to dive into the actual content of his video. So when he starts off his video, he talks a lot about how he's been self-reflecting and taking time off of social media, that he's super quick to always grab his phone and just shout out whatever he's saying and type it out, send it to Twitter, wherever, without any really thinking about the ramifications or the consequences of his actions. And first of all, this is not true. Obviously, we have seen Jeffree Star on people's multiple people's social media. Black China, Cole Carrington. We saw that he was buying that car from that person, that he posed with fans that day and took pictures. Obviously, when he's saying like I'm sitting and self-reflecting, it's not he's like meditating in a room by himself. That's not what's happening. But it just seems a little fishy because you're out and about doing all these things and you seem like you don't really have a care in the world. Now, is that just you trying to put on a public persona and you really are trying to deal with all of this stuff behind the scenes? Maybe. I can only comment on the actions that he's put out in the world for us to see and my thoughts about those actions. And to me, it just doesn't seem like that is the case. It just seems like you were kind of not really having a care in the world and letting your PR and lawyer team handled the whole situation. And he goes on to say that in the video, he is talking about how the situation, which he always refers it to, and this situation that he is referring to is obviously Dramageddon of last year, as well as everything that's come out this year. That situation, he's saying that his lawyers and his team is dealing with it. He then goes on to make a dig kind of at Tati, where he says that a lot of people were expecting him to come on here and expose all these people and to throw out all these receipts and have all of this like juicy gossip on people. And he says that's just not the case, that's not who he is, that he's not a Netflix villain, and that if this was a TV show, he would watch it because it's so entertaining, which those words, let's break that down real quick. So we all are familiar with the Snapchat video of Jeffree Star saying that everyone knows not to speak out against him because he has dirt on everyone, and then he does the weird, creepy smile to camera. Scary, terrifying, first of all, terrifying video. He's a scary person, honestly, like he really does scare me, but, so he talks about that, and then he's saying, like, oh, I'm not a Netflix villain, but it's so entertaining. Like, yeah, it's entertaining because you've spun this. Like, I am going to be 100% transparent. You know, please don't sue me, whoever, if anyone ever sees this video. I believe, me, personally, Ronald, believes that Jeffree Star was completely behind all of this stuff, and he has spun all of this stuff to try to make some sort of weird toxic situation where he can try to rise above. But it didn't work. People are catching on that he was behind all of this and that he is being very manipulative to a lot of people and that he is doing all these things. Like, it didn't work. His plan didn't work. So him saying, like, this isn't a Netflix movie, I'm not some sort of villain, just is kind of laughable to me because I think that's exactly what he wanted this to be. He wanted this to be such sensational drama that he could kind of be on the right side of, and then he is kind of trying to take a step back and saying, yeah, I involved myself in things that didn't involve me, when in reality, in my opinion of my reality, he was fully behind all of this stuff before. He fully 100% was trying to take down Tati, take down James, all of that stuff. And speaking of James Charles, he goes on to address James Charles directly, and Jeffree Star says, I am sorry, James. Excuse me? What? Why? Oh, okay, so first of all, I guess I should explain why I'm like surprised and shocked by this. Because Jeffree Star literally called James Charles a danger to society and said that he is banned from his home and has this alleged voice note that is being spread about and so many people have heard, and you're gonna sit there and apologize to him after all of this stuff, which to me kind of really pushes the needle towards the end of this voice memo or whatever this thing is about James Charles that he has is not completely 100% real or not 100% accurate to what actually happened. Now, side note, taking a break from Jeffree Star for a quick second. Some people are mad at the YouTuber Sebastian Williams, who I love Sebastian. I've been watching him for a really long time. Actually, he really was one of the first commentary drama channels that I started watching. And I always just casually watched him. But I really do like him. I like his videos. I like the way he does them. And I just like the way he speaks. But anyway, that's not really what this is about. Sebastian, in his video talking about Jeffree Star, kind of alludes to the fact of who this alleged victim is, which once again, I'm not gonna say who it is, but that information is out there. And a lot of people were accusing Sebastian of outing this victim. I kind of disagree because I don't think Sebastian outed the victim. I think he just spoke on the information that he had after Jeffree Star has apologized to James Charles, which essentially, in a lot of people's minds, kind of invalidates all of the claims that has been made against James Charles. You know, false claims are made, and I've spoken a lot about sexual assault on this channel. It's something that I am passionate about people taking seriously. Unfortunately, these kinds of things do happen. Am I saying that the James Charles victim does not feel like something happened to them or does not feel like they were violated in some way? No, because at this point, in my opinion, something did happen between this person and James Charles that made that person uncomfortable. Do we know what it was? No. But I think at this point, we can say that maybe all of these things being said against James Charles is not true, especially because nobody else has come forward. Yeah, we had that one guy, that Tana Mojo, she is always out about. Tana Mojo was hanging out with the guy who, like, said that James Charles, like, I think he said James Charles to him. That guy later admitted that like he was just using James Charles and that he was straight and had no intention ever of actually like, you know, being gay with James Charles, which is just sickening because as this is turning into not what this video was about, but you know, hey, we're really going off script. It's just really sickening to me because as a gay man and other, you know, gay and lesbian people, people who are not straight, coming to terms with your sexuality is a really hard thing. But there are so many more steps after that. You have to work up the courage to be seen in public on dates with someone of the same sex. You have to work up the courage to try to hold their hand, which is something that I still struggle with to this day. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years. It'll be our 2-year anniversary next week. And I still am, like, sometimes very uncomfortable even holding his hand, letting alone, like, kissing him and doing that stuff. So for someone to kind of fake all of that is really not validating the journey that non-heterosexual people have to go through as far as acceptance of themselves and then fear from society judging them. Really manipulative to use this person who has not had that. Like, gay people don't get the normal romance kind of teenage love affair things. Like, that just doesn't happen. And to use that situation and to manipulate James Charles into that situation is just really gross to me. So anyway, that's that on that. Going back to Jeffree Star. Okay, the next 2 points that I want to touch on, I'm going a little bit out of order, but Jeffree really, he comments on how people want a fast response and a speedy response, and that people were upset that he wasn't addressing things in a quick enough manner. But Jeffree has always been one of the first people to criticize people for not addressing something quick enough or fast enough for the public. So that's just stupid to say that. And then Jeffree has the audacity to mention Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain, who, if you are somehow not aware, are 2 people who are in the media a lot right now because they unfortunately were killed by police officers, and they kind of followed in George Floyd as being people holding them up as kind of the faces of this movement, which I 100% agree with. We should be focusing on them and making sure that they get justice for what happened to them. But Jeffree uses this opportunity to point that out and say that all of this beauty drama and all this drama is just so pointless, and you know, he wants to take a step back because he wants to focus on the things that actually matter and what's right in the world, and that is what is actually mattering, and that's what's actually right. Jeffree Star is a literal racist. So there, I said it. Don't sue me. I'm gonna say that no one in this video can sue me. This is just my opinion. You can say it's defamation, it's slander of character, whatever. I think when someone shows you their actions, then you can comment on those actions, and those actions have shown Jeffree Star to use racist tendencies and behaviors in the past. I just think that was totally distasteful. Lastly, I'm going to comment on Jeffree's comments about Shane. So he says that Shane and him are best friends. He is upset that people were taking his silence as anything other than support for Shane, that he was potentially distancing himself from Shane, because he says that is never the case. We have confirmation that Shane and Jeffree are still kind of in contact, I guess, if you want to believe him, that they are still friends and that he 100% still supports Shane. He says that he doesn't agree with Shane's past behaviors, just like Shane doesn't agree with his past behaviors. Are those behaviors really in the past, though? So those two are obviously still sticking together, and a lot of people have said that they're gearing up as a kind of a counter lawsuit or potentially suing of Tati. There's rumors and things that Shane Dawson is actually suing Sanders Kennedy as well, who I talked about what happened between that in, I think, my last video that I posted before my little week break, so I'll leave that up above if you want to watch that. There is probably a lawsuit going to happen, so I really believe that we are never going to get a satisfying conclusion and ending, because if it does go to court, then we're not going to hear everything. Of course, those court records will be released later and we will be able to read them ourselves. We're not going to get people speaking on it for a while, at least a couple years, if it does end up being a court case. And then he ends the video just saying that there are big things planned for Jeffree Star's Cosmetics, that he has always been one of the most inclusive makeup brands ever since he opened his stores in 2014, and that there are big things coming in August for the Jeffree Star Cosmetics brand. And he basically ends the video there and says that he is, you know, peacing out and that he is going to see you in a little bit with new makeup when he has another product to sell. And that's the end of the video. My overall thoughts is it was a video for people who already like Jeffree Star and for people to use this video as kind of like, oh, he apologized, he addressed, he's good, he's clean. He also says a lot that like this was the old Jeffree and that there's a new chapter, which is exactly what he did the last two times he's kind of had to apologize. First in 2017 for his past behaviors, and then in last year in 2019 about the Bi-Sister scandal. And what this basically does is it allows him to basically say all of those past behaviors, if you criticize me for, like, you're just wrong because I've already addressed them, I've already made an apology, and you're just trying to hate on me. When that's not true. Just because you apologize doesn't absolve what you did. And just because you apologize doesn't mean that you've grown and that you've really changed how you feel. This video really was not for people like me that already just, I have my opinion on Jeffree Star, and it's going to be very hard to change that opinion, but people who are in the middle or people who already like him are really going to like this video. It does have kind of a bad like to dislike ratio though, so I will put that on the screen so you can see what it is. Like, that's not a great dislike to like ratio. He also is number 11 on trending, and people are saying, why was Shane and Jeffree's videos trending but Tati's wasn't? And that also goes back to Tati saying in her video that YouTube asked her to remove the Bi-Sister video. So fishy stuff going on there with YouTube and their creators. And that's all I'm going to say. So if you have any thoughts about Jeffree Star, please, please, please let me know. I would love to hear what everyone is thinking and where we're going to go from here. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Also like this video and share this video because I think people need to know that Jeffree Star is trying to do some stuff that's not going to work. And lastly, as a reminder, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter and Instagram, I don't know which one is which. Follow me on both those platforms because it's a good time. And that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye.